So the remastered is finally out, and it was out a day before the initial release. Like the initial release date, they decided to release it early for whatever reason. And I have been playing the remastered for a little bit. I've only roughly around not even halfway through the game. I've only just gotten past Blighttown, and I'm going to be going through Sen's Fortress. So I'm going to be giving you a first opinions on this on the remastered. So basically everything that I've seen beforehand and my just genuine thoughts of it. This is the first impression basically. So this isn't like the full game. I've not seen everything from like the fucking Anor Londo to the Kill Me the First Flame. So I hope so. I hope you take that in mind. So the first things first is gameplay. Now everything's the same. We all kind of were hoping for the whole like news system and maybe hope having some like nice features in, but it's pretty much the same, right? So if you loved and adored Dark Souls 1 gameplay, you'll be fine, right? For those of you who for whatever reason can't stomach it, well obviously you've got yourself a problem. The gameplay updates are very minimum. There are actually some. The ones that I have found is that you are now able to consume multiple items, so for example souls and humanity, instead of having to pop them one at a time. So that's a nice little quality of life. And they brought in, one thing that I'm quite happy about is the Dark Souls 3 down toggle thing. Basically, if you press down on the D-pad, right, and then hold it, you will go to your first item's quick slot, which is really, really nice. And it's a feature that I feel like should be implemented in like any kind of Souls game that kind of goes after that, because I thought that was a really, really nice change. But aside from that, no actual updates to the gameplay itself. Enemy placements are still the same, item placements are still the same. So yeah, it's just the same Dark Souls that we all know. But the main reason you buy the remastered isn't because of these tiny little features. Oh no, the graphics. So the graphics had a massive update, like in the sense of quote unquote massive. Basically, TLDR to sum it up, everything looks brighter and it does look a lot more neater in certain areas, right? What I have found is that in certain brighter areas like Firelink Shrine, the Undead Burg, and all that stuff. Darkroot Garden, that's it. Sorry, it's not the depths. It's Darkroot Garden. Now, Darkroot Garden and everything, and the others I just listed for it, it's really nice and it's very good. However, though, Blighttown, the depths, and in some cases, some parts of Darkroot Garden are not actually that great because for some reason, while the lighting is good in the lighter areas, in the darker areas, it does seem a tad bit lighter, but the differences are very minimum. You'd need to like properly look for the differences, and I couldn't really tell it as I was traversing those planes. I do have to agree that on top of that, though, enemies do look nicer. I think some of the standouts for me were the Hellkite Drake, the Black Knights, and the Crystal Golems. And like the Crystal Golems in particular were really nice. And a lot of the bosses actually look really, really nice. Like the Kappa Demon, Quelaag, and even the gargoyles are okay. Like, to be fair, the gargoyles are okay. And I think enemies just look a lot better, which is good. But the one thing that has had a massive, massive improvement is the particle effects. The particle effects for this game have gone like a lot bigger, and they're a lot better, and a lot nicer, and a lot smoother. And you can definitely tell this through like trailers, gameplay, and if you ever buy the game. I think it's definitely a good one, and it's definitely nice, and it actually makes for certain bosses some attacks easier to telegraph and space, rather than it just being like, oh, you just gotta quickly run and pray to God you don't get hit. So particle effects are good, lighting's okay. Hey, dark areas are still a bit kind of odd, so yeah, that's pretty much that. As of this moment right now, I'm only not even halfway through the game, as I said. I've only just beaten Blighttown, I'm about to go through Sen's Fortress, and I've had no sort of experience with online play at all. So I cannot comment on the online play, but I will definitely like make an effort to try and do some maybe invasions, or maybe to try and like see if I can get invaded and all that good stuff. But overall, the remastered itself is it's alright. It's not as bad as I thought it would be, but it's definitely not as not as good as I was hoping for. So I'll have to wait till I actually finish the game and just go through everything, and then I'll give my final thoughts. So thank you for watching, and peace out. Like the actual fuck, that hurt my eyes so much. No! Oh my god! Ah! Are you kidding me? I forgot to put the ladder up.